Hello and welcome to the Baer Workshop. My name is Baer. I build model kits and Lego sets, and I talk about stuff I want to talk about with my lovely chat. Hello, folks that are in the chat. Thank you, Harold, for hosting the stream. I always appreciate it. I'm going to throw the Bear Cave emote out. If you are currently a subscriber, you should throw the Bear Cave emote in there as well. Happy Monday to you, Road. Hello, Mr. Bob. Harold, hello, of course. But yeah, throw that emote in there. Road just subscribed. That is 6 months with Twitch Prime. Thank you very much for that. I was about to say whoever renewed someone renewed while we were waiting for the stream to start, and I was like, oh, please say something if that was you, and that was Road. Thank you, Road. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. Welcome. Happy to have you there. Thank you to Road. We are now back to 50 subscribers. That is pretty much going to be our average here, as the many people that had 1 month gift subs, their gift subs ended. We're back to a steady 50, which is good. That's fine. I'm happy with that. So for the rest of the month, we'll probably flex around there before we get our next growth spurt. But we're on the road back to the nice number. We'll get there once again someday. We'll get back there. But yeah, we're gonna get started with building pretty soon. But I want to give a chance for folks to jump in here. Mr. Bob says, Pat, you're coming out of all my speakers, and I have no idea how. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Perhaps you have Bluetooth enabled on your device that you're watching me on, and you're broadcasting the... I don't know. Mr. Bob, that sounds like a Mr. Bob problem. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with you. It's Monday, as mentioned earlier by Road. It is all my base belong to you. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's Monday night. This is the new normal for us here on Mondays. We're streaming until I have to change my schedule again. But right now it looks like Monday, Thursday, Saturday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Of course, this past Saturday, we did not have a regular stream. We did a co-stream where we watched the Anime Awards, talked about the Anime Awards, and that was fun. I think adding co-streams for major events is a thing that we're going to do. I don't know if we'll do it all the time. I don't know when is the right time to do that. I think there are going to be events where it would be cool to have chat, hang out, and talk about stuff and watch it together. I think that was really fun. Of course, it has to be something where co-streaming is, a thing that they're totally cool with. But yeah, I had a good time doing that. We're waiting a few minutes for a few more folks to join us before we start getting in the build stream. We are going to work on the Astray red frame. I'll hold that up here. It's a master grade. We're back to doing a master grade. This is a Gundam Seed model kit, and it is a boring cover. The back is way cooler. So we'll look at the back of this booklet. We're back to a big old booklet. This is a 2010 kit. Folks may recognize we have built a Astray before, but that Astray was the Sengoku Astray from Gundam Build. Gundam Build Fighters. This is the original version, modified, whatever, blah blah blah. There's a whole thing. It's storyline, whatever. But yeah, that one's the one that this one. There's the modified version. Apparently the swords are identical, so you can take the swords and the sword sheets and put them on the other one. So I might do that when it's all over, compare, contrast. What's going on? Oh, also, yeah, so there are real swords. And then also there's this backpack thing. And the backpack thing is kind of wonderful nonsense. In that it is a big old sword, or a bow, or rocket wings. And then also like a shield. It's a bunch of nonsense. it's a bunch of wonderful nonsense. But yeah, flight form, arrow form, sword form. It's all wonderful and great. Road says, I watched Gundam 80. I need to watch the rest since I didn't even get through one episode. I already know more about Gundam than I did last time I was here. Well, Road, that's awesome. That is a spot that people do recommend because it is a fairly self-contained story as a show to get into. So that's awesome. But yeah, this is a big old kit. It's a beautiful kit. I will say this kit was purchased by Alex Navarro. Alex bought 2 kits for us to build, and this is one of the Hama Hama and this one. So Alex bought very big nonsense kits, and that's rad. I purchased some kits. We won't be able to build them for a while because some of them are coming from Japan, and their delivery date is the middle of March. So some of them won't show up for almost a full month. But when I have all 5 together, I got the second incarnation of the Chopper Super model kits. These kits are Tony Chopper from One Piece, piloting, so you get a bunch of different choppers, piloting different mechs, which are loosely based on some of his transformations. And then you can combine them all together to make one big chopper. It's like Voltron or Power Rangers, only it's one big Tony Chopper. So Dr. Chopper we're going to make, and that's going to be silly in a way that I really like. So I'm excited about that. Let's go to the overhead shot. But like I said, those kits are, some of them will be here next week, and some won't come till next month. And that's, I knew that going in, so I'm not bummed about that. But it is, hey, Epic Open World, welcome. Happy to have you here. But that is a long-term thing. In the future, I will build a bunch of little tiny chopper kits, and they all look adorable and great. There was another incarnation of those kits that became the Monster Point Tony Chopper. So the big monster Yeti looking, and I was like, I like that one, but I don't like that one as much as the one that we're going to build. So that's coming up in the future. This kit that we're working on right now will take approximately 3 shows. So probably, yeah, maybe even over 6 hours, but probably closer to 6. So we will be working on this for quite some time. And then the idea is that this is the last of kits bought from my wish list so far. So when this is done, I will go into my backlog of model kits that I have. I took a photo yesterday of a kit that I bought, which is the Lego City Pizza Van. Now, that's a smaller kit, so it won't be something I build on stream here. It's something that I will build in the future when I am traveling, because it's like the perfect kind of size kit for travel. Now, if you watch the last Astray build, a lot of these steps of the chest area are going to be identical, and you may remember that I ran into an issue where I had trouble and I had to like disassemble a part of the kit, and we actually on stream skipped a whole step of this kit, and then I came back to it because I couldn't get the chest part to connect together. Now hopefully I will do this right the first time, because I had to literally disassemble every single component of this kit that I had built to rebuild it properly, because I had gotten this step wrong. So I'm already thinking I did it wrong, so we will just kind of disassemble. Alright, so yeah, that's why we're going to take our time with it, because like I said, I really goofed it before, and I don't want to goof again. So the circle, and then around the circle goes on there. So we want to do this, but that one's this different. So maybe that's wrong. Go to widget. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining me tonight on my Monday stream. You know, this is pretty new to do not super late at night, but I think it's important to do this because I don't have to do a late night stream since I'm not working Monday evenings now. And for my own well-being, it's way better for me to do this now than at 1 a.m. Eastern Time. It is a bummer, I know, for my West Coast friends out there that were excited about me doing a stream late at night, because it isn't that late for them, and this is kind of early, but believe me. Mr. Bob says, "Hey Pat, the Moon Gundam kind of went bad build-wise, as the weird Psycho Frame pieces are super tedious." Isk is here. Hello, Isk. It's been a while. Happy to have you here. Hello from work. Hello to work. Yeah, I have that on my wish list, that kit, but there's some tedious parts to it. That's a bummer. I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. Bob, but also thank you for letting me know. That is on the wish list, so it's good to know if that kit is being troublesome for you. It might be troublesome for me in the future. Alright, so this goes on here like this. This is going to go on like this. So I want to make sure I do it right on both sides. So this is got to go on like that. Yeah, so that way it matches. But then, there we go. Alright, so that goes in like this. And then this. Alright, I think I did this right. We'll find out later, but I think I did this the way it was supposed to. I ran into an issue the previous time we did this where it just didn't want to assemble correctly. So then if it goes like that. So I think I did this right, and we'll know soon enough. So that goes like that, and then we get a T piece out here. Def read this as Astray Red. Yes, it is not the Ashtray. There's nothing Ashtray about this kit. It is the Astray Red. It is a cool kit that I'm excited to build. Reminder, folks, this is when some people's, around this time of the month, is when people's subscriptions need to be renewed manually if you're using your Twitch coin for Twitch Prime, like Rode did. It's a great time to renew if that's your thing. I would, as always, I always very much appreciate when folks have the ability to support the channel. The next payout in March, every 2 months or so I get a payout, and that really helps me. Hello, Humbout. Nice to have you here. Harold says, no smoking in your Gundam. I would not recommend it. I mean, one, I wouldn't recommend smoking at all, but certainly wouldn't recommend smoking in a Gundam. That sounds like a bad call. Alright, so we put that there. I think we assembled this first step right. If I remember correctly, we assembled the very honest, very first step wrong the first time we built this kit. And it made me so furious that I had screwed up the very first step in this kit. So I'm hoping that that history does not repeat itself and we don't have it happen a second time. D13. Here. But yeah, I'm excited to build this kit. Like I said before, the Anime Awards was really fun. It was really fun doing a live stream for folks. That format of watching an award show and talking about it was really fun. We had a good crowd come in, some people who are new to the channel, and that's always nice to have some newbies. Yeah. Like I said, I don't expect to do this consistently or, all the time, but it was nice now and again to take a moment to do something a little different. Yeah, and then hopefully people had fun with it. Did not put that up on YouTube. I always archive all of my Twitch archives there, put them on YouTube so they exist. But because it was us talking over a broadcast thing, I assumed that it would be taken down, so I didn't bother uploading it. It is on the archives. If you go to my archives here on Twitch, it is in the Twitch archives, and will stay there for quite a bit of time. And especially if you are a subscriber, I think it stays even longer for subscribers. But that was the best I could offer because I did not want any issue. I didn't want to run into any issues with it being taken down or any kind of content strike or anything like that. Since I am now not a channel that can make money on it, a YouTube channel, I should say, specify, I have to kind of be careful about that stuff. Hello, Ultron. Hello, Canadian Papa Bear. Glad to have you here in the chat. I'm going to throw the Bear Cave emote in there. If you're a subscriber, throw that Bear Cave emote in there. Let the people know. Got some great regulars here in the chat, as always. Always nice to have you here. Thank you, everybody, for joining me for some building and some chatting. Yeah, today I went and ran some errands and just kind of took the day pretty easy. Got caught up with a few things, sent some emails, starting to put stuff together for packs and getting that stuff together as best I can. And then just keep track of all my other things. I'll mention it later in the middle of the broadcast, but I put up a new Viva Mod Vegas, which is my Fallout New Vegas mods and cheats guide, or not guide, but look, like it's a ongoing series. I put the 3rd episode up, and that has been very fun to do. All right, so this goes like this, and this goes. Like that. Okay. And that goes. That. That's right. We're building some shoulder pieces here. So just got to do that. Get that all together. All right. So that's one side. And then I need D11. Okay. But yeah, Ultra says, got sidetracked playing some Apex, and then I realized it was what time it was. Well, that's nice. Thank you very much for joining me. Yeah, I've been playing some Apex. I like it. I'm not great at it at all, but I enjoy it. You know, playing with some randos and having a pretty good time. I'm trying to get good enough to not stream it on my own channel because I don't think my internet could really handle streaming it, but just to be available in case I end up streaming it with other people at some point. Somebody puts together like a battle royale or something when that becomes possible, which I assume they will do at some point. But yeah, I am absolutely no good, but I still somehow got to win. Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes you could be on the right team. I have missed more than one recent Pat stream because I've been playing a lot of Apex, says Road. Well, Road, I'm glad to have you here. I appreciate you being here. I understand. It's fun. And it's also could be one more game, you know. Died twice in that match and you won. Yeah, that happens. Sometimes a team victory is a team victory, even if you were not an essential member of that team in that one game. You know, you don't always have to be the team carry. I have certainly been a target that has gotten shot at while other people shoot back at them on my team. Did a pretty good job of that. Being in the way. And also, you know, raising some heck when the time comes and getting the job done. I've definitely gotten a few shots in where it counted. Gotta remember to clip these pieces off here. Harold says he's more of a Tetris 99 guy. I understand. I have not played it yet. I will hopefully at some point get some access to a Switch and get some Switch time in with that. I would like to do that. I'm doing really well. Earlier today I had 2 guys get wowed at me carrying them even though we got like 11th. It was so nice. Yeah, that's awesome. That is really fun when you like run into like a cool crew and people are like appreciative of you trying or whatever. I definitely rezzed someone or you know helped them respawn and they would not shut up about it for a while, being like, "Oh, you didn't rage quit. Oh, you stuck it out and you pulled it off. That's so cool." Because they had a Discord and invited all of us to be in the Discord with some of their other friends. So I joined. I rarely join a Discord, but they seemed nice. Also, like one of the good things about having dual monitors is, you can just have it easily. You can just jump out if you're like, "Oh, nope, never mind. Y'all suck. I'm out." But I did join their Discord, and they were nice people. Tetris 99 should not work, but it so does. I mean, Ultron, like, it's a good formula. Like, they knew what they were doing with it. It's very obviously incredibly bare bones, but the core conceit of it is just like, yeah, this works. This makes sense. It's that idea that you can like fight back against people that are fighting against you is so fun. I really do enjoy it. I've had a very good time uh, watching people play. I have not played any Tetris 99 myself, as I said, but I've watched a lot of it, and it's good. That's a tough game to stream. I've watched a few people try to stream that game, and they just get so like overwhelmed with what's going on. It's pretty funny. Epic said, I am one of the few people that has been actually playing the other EA game, Anthem, and having a great time. I have a feeling that I will understand what it's like to be a fan of Fallout 76 and have the internet say the game you like sucks. Yeah, Epic, I have heard very few positive things about Anthem, mostly about the progression system in it and how it's very frustrating and seems to be, now this is just from conjecture of following along to the conversation with people whose opinions I know and respect, that it's kind of designed to be very competitive, even the forced co-op applications, that in order to like go ahead, you're competing against each other for like resources in order to like level up, and that seems bad. But I also, yeah, like I said, I know people that are having a great time play it. So, Nintendo sees Battle Royale games, thinks for a minute, releases Tetris 99, drops the mic and leaves the stage. I mean, they were like, what's a Nintendo way to do this? The idea of a Splatoon Battle Royale is intriguing, because I think that game has such style that it would be very fun. But I could also see them not wanting to do it at all, ever. Pat, if and when you get a Switch, what else would you want to play on it since I'm about? Okay, so I have played some of the major games due to borrowing a Switch. So there are games I have played on it. There'd be certainly some indie titles I would pick up again. I would probably just buy Stardew Valley again, even though I have a PC, and just have it. A portable Stardew would be good. I would get Let's Go Pikachu or Let's Go Eevee. I haven't had to make the decision of which one I would get, but I know that I would get one, because that would be very fun. I played Odyssey and really liked it. I played Breath of the Wild but never finished it, so maybe that would be something I would get. Yeah, I mean, it's not on my agenda right now. I mostly play PC titles. I'm also not looking to drop a bunch of money on a console or anything. As I am currently unemployed, and looking for new job opportunities. I'm not in the market for a console, but look, eventually they're going to put out not a Let's Go. They're going to put out the next in the line of Pokemon games. The next Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun Moon. They'll put the next one out, and that will be on the Switch, and I will have to get a Switch because I have not missed a mainstream Pokemon game ever. A mainline Pokemon game I have never... Like, Let's Go Pikachu is the closest I've ever come to not playing a Pokemon game like that. Because I've generally had major consoles besides that. So it's really it's been strange to not have played it yet. So I would definitely have to do that. Also, we're due for Rev 2 of the Switch. Yeah, Mr. Bob, and that makes it interesting. You know, maybe the original Switch will come down in price enough to be worth it. Hope we hear about Gen 8 soon. I really want to see what it is. Rumors that Nintendo is making a cheaper Switch. Yes. So they could make a cheaper Switch, or they can make a better, more expensive Switch, knowing that a certain amount of their fan base will just buy the new one, and then maybe people will, you know, they can sell the old one to people like me. You know, I mean, I got my first 3DS was the 2DS because I had to play Pokemon, but I bought a 2DS because I didn't need the 3DS features. I had played with it a bunch for people and decided that wasn't for me. And so I have a 2DS, which has served me very well. Okay, so 16 goes on this side, and then 15 goes on this side. This is all very simple. This because, as I said, we did build the Astray Red not too long ago, and a lot of these steps are very similar. So it's different, but most of it is very similar. Alright, so it goes like that, and we'll go inside. What if it was like a handheld mode only Switch? Because I would buy that. It says Mudon, Madoon. Also, hello, Madoon. Yeah, I mean, I think they wouldn't do that. I think they would. They do want it to be transformable. It may be that, you know, this is the version that doesn't have a touchscreen in it, and they found some other way to do the screen cheaper. I probably would have a touchscreen still. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what a cheaper one is, or just materials are cheaper, or bezel, or make it lighter. One would assume battery life is a thing that they would consider. Various things, but I could also see them going the premium route and making it the new one. This is the new Switch. Switch 2.0. Gotta get a new Switch. What do you mean you have the old Switch? You gotta get a new Switch. That kind of thing. But I don't know. And like I said, I don't own a Switch. Lashbrook says, I've only docked my Switch for Mario Odyssey. Yeah, I mean, like, I've played a bunch of Smash Brothers. I would probably end up getting Smash Brothers Ultimate and have a good time with that. And friends of mine, you know, I've played some time with friends who've had, that's how we played, a bunch of different games, so, including Smash Brothers, so I certainly would end up probably docking it. Still the best hotel video game system I ever had. I was so an a Switch dock that is not larger than the Switch. I get that, but I don't want space when flying to the dock. Epic Gold World says, I don't own a Switch, even though I am old. My history with video games is weird, so I don't have the nostalgia for the main Nintendo franchise. I'd be more interested in Nintendo if they would move past Mario and Zelda. Well, Epic, they aren't gonna. And I know you said that is a bananas thing to say. That's not like they're you know, they will have franchises that are new. They will introduce new concepts. They will radically change some gameplay. But that's asking them to be a different company. You know, and they'll dabble in having some mature games on their platform. They'll dabble in having, you know, a system that is interesting and, you know, does stuff a little differently. But their core, I don't think their core philosophy of game design is going to, and what kind of games they make is going to change anytime soon. Unless they had a catastrophe as far as sales. I love Odyssey and Breath of the Wild, but I don't think I would ever try playing those games in handheld mode unless I had a pro controller. Holding that console like a Vita is terrible, in my opinion. I haven't had a lot of fun. I mean, like I said, I haven't spent much time with it in handheld mode. Most of the time it's been propped up, and we've had just, like, Joy-Cons for, like, Bomberman. Bomberman was a fun, like, you can have 5 people play it once. I played a bunch of Bomberman at, like, a PAX and had a good time with it. Only warranty suit. Space Cadet's here. Hello, Space Cadet. Happy to have you here. Mr. Bob says, I think the biggest part of the Switch is they made dev tools people outside Nintendo can use. They often advertise indie games themselves. Yes, it is another cool place to put your indie games. And because it's a platform that devs are excited about, they are excited to have their indie games on there. And that's awesome. And I want to support cool developers and their cool games. I remember that there was a period where I had like a joke of like find the Wii U, because if you went to PAX, no one was showcasing their Wii U games or had any games on Wii U. They were all they were all PC stuff, or they were on a console, and you didn't see people advertising their Wii U ports. Rarely you saw any of that. And that certainly I expect when I go to PAX that I'm going to see a number of Switch, like people with Joy-Cons playing multiplayer games, and I saw that last year, and I expect to see even more of that. Space Kid says, I feel like I'm the only person that enjoys using the Switch, both the handheld and docked. I mean, I know people that just play it handheld. They don't keep it from the computer. It's their commute device, and I know people who are the opposite. They just play it, with friends, and they're, like in front of a TV, and they're playing the bigger games, and they wouldn't consider playing Odyssey or Stardew, like, on the subway. And, I can see both. I get it. D3. Got here. Lural is now following. Thank you very much for the follow, Lural. I'm mostly interested in my Switch for the JRPGs, and I can only play those on handheld. I love my PSP for that. Yeah, that's cool. That's very fun. I should say, folks, that if you are not following the channel, please give me a follow. Turn your notifications on so you know when I go live. I stream Monday, Thursday, and Saturday from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. with added random streams. Usually these days I'm doing a 4th stream every week. They're usually a gaming stream, or last week we watched the Anime Awards. But always 6 hours of building a week. Mario Maker 2 going to work only playing handheld. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if they're going to make it just handheld, or if they're going to create a controller for it. Maybe some sort of like version of the Joy-Con that becomes the mouse almost. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to handle it. They must have a solution. I don't know what that solution is, but they must have something, because they wouldn't have been this far along in the process without having an idea of how to solve the problem. But it might be like build your levels handheld, be able to play them however. A fishing rod. Into the Breeze on Switch is great in handheld, but also played both Subsurface and Quarantine Circular. Okay. I'm not surprised if they only let you edit in handhelds. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. It would be very, very funny if they were like, hook up a Wii U thing to it, and you can dock it, and the Wii U controller becomes your is the way you like can edit on there. It like supports the Wii U. That would be a very funny, terrible solution for docked. It's like, oh, that's the only way it works. Alright, so this goes in here like this. Again, this is all stuff we did last time we built the Astray. Obviously, the Sengoku Astray has some differences to this kit. A fishing rod is a funny way to think about it. But yeah, I could see them trying to develop some sort of pointer thing. But I don't know. They must have some idea how to do it. Hello, everybody watching. I appreciate you hanging out with me tonight as we do some model kit building. Again, a shout out to Alex Navarro for purchasing this kit off my Amazon wishlist. It's in the show description if you're watching this later on YouTube, but for those who are watching live, at about 20 minutes from now, I will take a break and put the link there. It's also in my bio on Twitter is a link to my wish list, which I update pretty constantly. And if there's ever something you think I should build that you don't see on there, you can always let me know. And if I like it, I'll add it. That is my guarantee. Alright, so let's get a good one like this. Put this in here. Trying to get this piece in. I remember this being annoying the last time I built this kit. Well, the last time I built a version of this kit. I keep saying that, and I should be clear. I've never built this kit before, but I built a version of it. Because the Sengoku does have some differences. Sengoku Red certainly has a few things that are different in it. All right. There. One of the major differences is all the big parts on the back, which obviously we haven't gotten to yet, but we will in the future. All right, so G2 and G3. But yeah, I'll be interested to see what they do with the next Mario Maker. A lot of people are clamoring for the US version of like Mario 2, and I'm like, that's never gonna. I don't want to say never because I'm not a game designer. I don't have inside information in anything, but it seems to me that outside of Shy Guys, that Japan Nintendo does not care about Doki Doki Panic. And like I said, the poison mushroom, this shrink you mushroom, they don't really care about that game, the US version. So I just don't see it happening. Yeah, I could be wrong, but I just don't see it. I don't know. Let's see here. Sorry. Real quick, I want to check something real quick. But yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I'm no game designer. It seems to me that is not a popular version. So that I don't know why they would include it. But they gotta have a lot of stuff, right? You can't just put Mario Maker on the Switch and call it a day. When I was like 9, I had Mario 2 on Game Boy Advance, and I tried so many times to beat it, but never did. It's such a good game, but also so weird. Yeah, it's just a weird Mario game because it's not a Mario game. It's a game that was developed to be a Mario game. It's a Doki Doki Panic, and it's a good, weird game. And then the Japanese, like Mario 2 is interesting. It's just a hard version of Mario. I like it. I don't think I ever finished it, but I did like it. Now, I think Mario Sunshine is probably the only mainline Mario game I've never finished. And that was mainly because I was getting added games for a while when it came out. Not my general opinion on it, which is, it's not my favorite. But yeah, I wasn't super into games at that time. I was kind of falling out of love with them, and then I eventually came back. But yeah, it just didn't really do it for me. Then I would later go back and play more of it. But yeah, I don't think I ever actually finished the game. Okay. Alright, so we gotta put this on like this. Right, had an issue putting these on last time because I just didn't understand how it connected. So we'll see if I get it this time easier. Yeah. That doesn't look right. So it's the other way. No, that's not going to work the other way. Nope. Trying to figure this out. Yes, okay, so that's right. Yeah, I was putting it on the wrong side. Great. Waiting on Hotel Mario to be added. Huh! That is it. And Harold says deep cut, and I agree with Harold. That is a deep cut. Also, sorry, I got a little tire right there. I got a little out of it. Put this here. Imagine if I was doing this at 1 in the morning, like I did very briefly. All right. Put this on here. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll talk about it for a little bit. I am still currently looking for full-time employment. You know, I'm getting rejected directly by people instead of just not hearing from them. So that's been good. I'm getting some feedback on my resume and, you know, the jobs I applied for, and that's been good. And had some meetings, and that's been nice to, like, actually talk to people face to face about some stuff and try to get something going. I have a gig. You know, it's not a full-time job. It's very part-time starting in March. That's at a comedy theater that's right by my apartment. That'll be on Fridays and Sundays. So for a while anyway, my Friday nights will be busy starting in March. So my kind of usual like adding in Friday streams won't happen. But my Sundays will be early enough that I could theoretically do later Sunday streams, although I probably won't. So that means that it will be like Tuesday or Wednesday will be like when I add extra stuff. Like this Friday I'm going to a show, so I'm not going to stream on Friday. But, you know, I want people to be aware of that. That, I do want to keep doing bonus streams because I enjoy them very much. But, yeah, I will then have a night gig starting in March. It's something. It's not enough, but it'll get me out of the house and working a little bit. So that's good. All right. Mr. Bob says rejection sucks, but getting an actual call back instead of is so much better than no response at all. Yeah, it's been nice to like literally just have people be like, "Hey, we're going to go in a different direction," or "Hey, this isn't right for you," or you know whatever, or like, hey, "We liked your experience, but blah blah blah." Or I had one person that was just like, "This isn't right, but I'm interested in checking out your streams." Which was nice. And then, you know, the other side of it was somebody said, hey, you haven't actually applied, so if you had applied, what I'm saying now is illegal, but since we were just chatting because you got referred to by a friend and you haven't sent an application in, this is not illegal, although it would be otherwise. It just goes, you would be older by about 10 years than anyone else, including the owner. Would that be a problem? And I'm like, yeah, you definitely can't say that shit if I had applied. And it's like, no, it's not a problem. I'm not, it doesn't matter to me. Like, boss, someone underneath me, whatever. Like, yeah, I know I'm older than other people that are probably applying for that gig, but I was like, yeah, I don't care about that. He goes, okay. well, some people probably would. And I'm like, yeah, all right, well, I need a job. And I was like, hey, I literally just said, okay, well, I'd still like to apply, and we won't pretend we didn't have this conversation, but also, just so you know, considering the job market that's out there right now, I'm sure you're going to have people that will apply that are older than you because people need to work and pay their bills. And he went, oh, yeah, I guess I haven't thought of that. It's like, fucking weird. Job a job. Yeah, job's a job. Like, it was a startup, and it's like, fine. And I did apply for it, and I don't expect to get it, but whatever. Um, it was a startup, but they have good angel investors lined up, so I was interested. And also, as you said, a job is a job, and you know, got to pay my bills, got to pay my rent. I don't care if I'm older than other people, and like that's on you if you're not comfortable being in charge of someone who is older than you. Like I don't know what to tell you. Get used to it, because it'll also happen. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I've had, I worked in comedy theaters and had managers who were uh, older than me and like, or younger than me, I should say, Age relations can go both ways. I used to be the youngest person in the room when I first started, and we had folks not be phased and others who were complete jerks. Yeah, I mean, that definitely, Mr. Bob, that's also more of the case for a lot of things, is just like this, like, mentality of, oh, you don't know anything because you're young. And it's like, well, maybe you don't know anything because you're arrogant. Uh, but I do understand that, like, yeah. So I was doing my current job for a really long time and had plenty of house managers who were younger because they were working hourly and just starting out, and I tended to work on some of the less busy nights, so I got some of the newer people because you start them off on an easier night. So yeah, I was used to that. Didn't bother me at all. I just want to work with people who are passionate about what we do and care about doing a good job. Like that's to me the thing I care about is that I don't care about age or like even experience really. I certainly want people that are knowledgeable, but I more want people that like are good folks and try hard. And then also, not for nothing, but if they pay me well and they pay me on time, and I don't, and it's not an annoying bullshit thing, that sounds great. I would be real into that. Getting paid for what I'm worth for the time that I put in on time and in a reasonable fashion. Sounds real good. Alright, we're working on like the back here of our main piece. We gotta add J and K. Haven't done anything from J or K. These are new here. And this is also some of the first pieces here that are different from the last time we worked on the Astray. Great. Just move to Silicon Valley, Pat, and find a millionaire you convince you have the next big app idea, and then take his money and move to the Bahamas. Yeah, Epic World, that is the plan, right? Yeah, convince somebody with a lot of money that I know what's up. I mean, one of the first things I did when I realized that I was being laid off and was going to have to figure out my next gig was I did communicate with many people I know who have moderate-sized businesses or independent wealth to be like, hi, I am available. If you ever wanted to work with me, now's a great time to do that. Because why the fuck not? Somebody's got some money, spend it on this guy. Alright, so that's our body. We're going to put the body aside. We'll put that right there so you can see what's up there. Completely legal and cool. Yes. Go to the Bahamas and just ask John McCaffrey for Bitcoin money. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like, I work hard. I wasn't asking for a handout, but I was like, hey, people that have money, if you want to spend it on me, Pat Baer, please do that. Because that would be great for me, Pat Baer. To have money and a job. But yeah, just kind of think of like, I'm trying to just let people know, hey, if you've ever wanted to work with me, now's the best time to do it. In the same way, I just retweeted. You can go on my YouTube or my Twitter account to see. I just did a Let's Play with someone because I'll link it here in the chat. Let me find it. Yeah, I sat in with Adjective Noun Gaming and played we played some Dream Daddy, which was really fun. Just gonna go and pause that there, find the URL, and I'll put that here in there. But yeah, just a Let's Play channel. Reached out because I put the word out. I said, hey, I am available if people want me on their podcasts or, videos. This is the best time to do it because I have a lot of free time. So if people want me on there, now's a great time to ask me. So, why not? Why not, like, do something fun with people and have a good time and hang out with some folks? I think that's like that's a fun way to spend some time while I figure out my next step and my next move here. Speaking of next steps, we're working on the head of our Astray Red. I love Dream Daddy. Bear Daddy is best daddy since Canadian Papa Bear. I mean, it should be no surprise to any of you that Damien is my pick. As a that me, Pat Bear, when presented with a lot of choices, went with the Goth. I mean, look, is the idea of Craig, the fitness dad, very intriguing? As someone you knew in college and a new change, trying to figure that stuff out. Yeah, that's intriguing, interesting, but I mean, Goth Dad. I'm gonna pick the Goth Dad every time, without fail. I'm picking the Goth Dad. Kind of goes without saying, but yeah, that is a very fun game. I enjoy it very much, and it was fun to play like some of the beginning stuff. And for some reason, we had a conversation about ska. I don't know how that happened, but we suddenly were talking about ska, and I think I did an alright job explaining it, although it's not my forte. It's a genre of music I do enjoy, but I'm not as knowledgeable. So I think I got my third wave and second wave ska examples right. I did say one that was completely inaccurate, but I think I did a better job eventually. So hopefully people won't be trashing me in the comments for my knowledge of ska. I do not report to be an expert in it. Ska doesn't need a reason. Yeah, I mean, fair. But yeah, that was fun to do, and I want to do some more of that stuff, so I'm available. February is going to be the best month because one would hope that in March I will fucking have a job. That's the goal anyway, is to have a job for March. Because I have, savings and some money coming in for a few things, and I'm not scared and desperate or anything, but that's not the same thing as being gainfully employed. So, hopefully I can figure that part out. Alright, so we got to get... So, we've got our eyes here, which is this. You can't see it in one camera, so I'll put it there. This kind of clear green here. That's the eyes. And then we can put the sticker of the eyes on that. So we'll do that. And they want you to do the sticker first, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put the eyes in, and then I'm going to put the sticker on. Because it'll be easier for me to do that like this. So get my, just in case the cops show up. My sister plays sax in a ska band. Yes. You said that, Harold. That is a thing that I know about your sister, which is rad. Epic Orbital says, I'm curious to see what the studio makes next. Dream Daddy is not my kind of game, but I enjoy their style and writing. Makes a different style of game. Will be interesting. I understand that. Yeah, I mean, I really like that genre of games, and it'll be interesting to see what else they do with it, or what games they're gonna make. I think they learned a lot about game making by making it. I do recommend very much the comics. You can get them, I believe, in the Steam version. You can get them as DLC, or you can buy them from Oni. A great many wonderful creators, all queer, wrote and did art for the Dream Daddy comic. It's a short series about each of the dads, and there'll be a hardcover, graphic novel version of all of the individual ones soon. Chris Onk did all the covers, and there's alternative covers, but Chris Onk is fucking fantastic. He's phenomenal. So I'm really... And Oni hired so many great people to write and draw it that I can't imagine they did well financially on it. So it is a labor of love. Including DJ Kirkland did some art for it. And DJ rules. Keep your eyes peeled for a new book that's coming out this year with art by DJ Kirkland, which is called Black Mage, because that shit is going to piss people off. It is what happens when the first ever black wizard student joins a all-white wizarding school. And the previews I've saw, it is a fucking lot and a great book, but it is going to piss off idiots. Oof. It's going to be some rough times for DJ and Daniel. But yeah, that book is phenomenal looking from what I've seen of it. I'm looking forward to it. Alright, so we got to put on another sticker here. We need P5. We'll need more P, so we'll keep P out here. Working on the head. The helmet, the head piece on the Astray Red Sengoku came off pretty easily, so I'm hoping this one's a little more secure than maybe it's just some of the different pieces that were part of it made that difficult. So I'm hoping this is a little easier to stay on. A little sturdier, perhaps. But yeah, I am certainly interested in doing more appearances on people's podcast and the like, as I said, because it was really fun. Alright, so we're going to finish the head here, and then I'll start doing my, ad read stuff. Try to entice you to support me in various ways other than just, watching and enjoying yourselves. Alright. And then the second half, we'll talk about some anime, and I got a couple shows to talk about, because Saturday we watched the awards, but we didn't talk about any anime that was new that week. Usually I talk about on Saturday, so 3 shows to talk about. 2, actually, that's right, 2. But yeah, that'll be after our little bitty break. But I need a sticker, which is this. Okay. Alright, so we've got this clear green here. You can maybe see that there. There's a clear green, but underneath it, it's going to go on top of the thing, and then in between will be the sticker. So I have to put the sticker on this part. And then the sticker will show through, which is interesting. I like that. Yep. And now you can kind of see that there's a sticker there. That's a good use of a sticker. I appreciate that. And put the head on here. And then almost done with our... Here. Gonna put P3 and P4. Almost done with our head. Making some good progress on this kit. But yeah, this will be our kit for, you know, probably the whole week. We'll probably finish this up on Saturday, maybe on Thursday, but probably won't be done until Saturday, which is good. I like a good master kit. We did 2 high grades, one in the 144 scale, which took longer than I thought it would, but and one in the 1/100 scale. And then we did a real grade, or not real grade, the RE100, which is kind of a master grade and kind of not a master grade. So it's been a while since we built a master grade kit, and I'm excited to work on that here. Fun to do something a little old school for us, you know. That master grade, the 1/100 scale master grade is the sweet spot for me as far as building kits go, as you all know. That is the size and scale I like to work in. So this one, obviously, there's a lot going on with it, especially the backpack and all the weapons. So it is a pretty involved kit. So I am excited to work on that. Its head has stickers, but not too much. Yeah, but like I said, most of the stickers are on the head. So let's get this going here. And Chad, you're quiet tonight. That's fine. You know, sometimes that happens. I understand that. But yeah, if there's anything you want to chat about, any questions you got for me, feel free. Like I said, I will take my momentary break to kind of promote what I got going on in a moment or two. But yeah, if there's anything you want to say there, feel free to jump in. Here's a little light here in the chat. It's okay. All right. Let's see here. We'll do this. That part there. And then got to put a sticker on the back of this head here. It's annoying. Ultron says, I'm getting ready to start on the Gundam 00 Sky Trans Am mode, which is the, yeah, that's the, it's got all the guns. I'm going to look at that now while I get this last sticker, this head sticker, last of the head stickers on. So yeah, that is a, yes, it's a high grade, Field Diver kit. It does have a lot of guns. It seems to have many, many guns. And, yeah, big blue guns. Like, it's kind of got the rail gun thing that you see in the Tall Geese 3. It's got that same kind of rail gun looking thing. Only it's the back end, it's different shape. Yeah, it's a lot of guns. And pink, too. That is one of the least popular colors for model kits is pink. For Gundam, I should say. Rarely see pink, you know, occasionally like little tiny bits of it. But, yeah, that's certainly rare. That has all the guns. Yeah, that looks cool, Ultron. Enjoy that kit. Oops. Oh, no. Got the sticker here I got to put on the back here. And it is being annoying. Alright, I'm going to use my tweezers. This is a very tiny sticker. So I'm going to see if I can use my tweezers to get it on. Instead of my sponger. I can see there, it's just got to go like this here, like that. Push it down, and then we can use the sponger to press it in place and keep it in place, hopefully. Great. Looks good. The pink color, I mean, I think it's from the Trans Am mode from Double O. The pink color, I mean. Yeah, okay. But yeah, I really like that. That is a sharp-looking kit. Congrats to you. Alright, somebody's got to add this piece here. And we'll add that there. And hello. Oops, nope. Doesn't want to really stay on the crown, but that is not uncommon for a Gundam kit in general. Alright, there we go. So we'll take a momentary break here before we move on to the arms of our kit, because we got to put some arms on here. So I'll say this. Hello. First and foremost, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Everybody that's here in the chat, folks watching later on YouTube. If you're interested, you can join in here. If you aren't already a subscriber, consider becoming a subscriber using your Twitch Prime coin. If you have Twitch Prime, if you have Amazon Prime, you can link to the Twitch. You can do that. You can join me that way, or you can use actual money. Either way, I get the same amount no matter what. Bits and cheers are appreciated as well. We do have the leaderboard. Space Cadet and Robot Crank are tied for first place with Humbao coming in there, and that resets pretty frequently. But yeah, bits and coins just get me the payout even sooner because it gets to that threshold where then they pay me a couple months later, 45 days later. So that's very helpful. I appreciate that. If you can't do that, there are other ways to subscribe, or to support, I should say. My Patreon. You can join my Patreon. You can just join for $1 a month, and you get a Q&A video. I'm going to do a Q&A video this week for my Patreon. I'll put the announcement out to everybody probably tomorrow, asking for questions. And this weekend, I'll do that. And that's only for my Patreon. $5 gets videos early. $10 gets to vote on the kits we make. So the kit I'll build after this, I'm probably going to put up some Lego sets because I'd like to do a Lego set. It's been a while, so I'm going to put like just the Lego sets I have in my my back catalog and have them pick the next Lego set I built. But if you want to jump ahead of that, you could buy something on my Amazon wish list. I'll just call out a couple things that I think look cool on my wish list that I would love to build, and maybe you could buy them, and then I'll build them. And like the Astray Red that we're building right now, the red frame, which was purchased by Alex Navarro. The first thing is the Full Metal Panic Invisible Victory, the Leftarian. That's from Full Metal Panic. I've never built anything for Full Metal Panic, but that kit looks so great that I was like, heck yeah, let's build it. It's a high grade in the 160 scale. It's a nice, good-sized kit. A few other kits in there. That Moon Gundam that's giving some trouble to Mr. Bob. I've got those Overwatch Lego sets. I'd love to build those. There's a bunch of things in there that you could possibly pick up for me to build. And then at the bottom is always like some tech stuff. That would be nice, but isn't certainly necessary for the channel. And you could also donate to my coffee. Anything I make from Patreon or Twitch or my coffee goes into me buying model kits and equipment, and I really appreciate it. I'm going to take a drink of water. I'm going to say a couple more things, then we'll get back to building. Sorry about that, but I'm making sure I don't drink enough water on stream. I know that about myself. When it comes to these kind of build streams, I know I'm not taking enough breaks, so I'm trying to be better about that. I have a Discord. You should join it. It's called the Build Bear Community. It's cool. Join the Discord. It would be rad to have you. Put the link there. Also, all these links will be in the show description on the YouTube archive that goes up the next day. And that $5 and $10 Patreon supporters get tonight. And then I said this earlier, let Pat play Viva Mod Vegas 3, which is my the third in 4 parts. All through February, I've been looking at Fallout New Vegas mods and cheats. And then in March, I'll announce this now. Y'all get to hear it. There are 4 Mondays in March. And every Monday in March, I'll put up another Let's Pat Play. And it's called Uncommonwealth. Mods and cheats for Fallout 4. For those of you who know Fallout 4, that area is called the Commonwealth. So this is the Uncommonwealth, which is me looking at mods and cheats for Fallout 4. I recorded one of those already, like a segment of the first one, and it was very fun. Boy, that game looks a lot better than Fallout New Vegas. Weird. The mod community there is wonderful. I immediately look at I think in the first episode I'm going to look at 4 mods, and they're really cool, and I think you'll enjoy it. So that's coming in 2 weeks, because next week will be the last of Viva Mod Vegas. When you only get mad loot drops on Commonwealth, yeah. I mean, look, it's a clever name as Viva Mod Vegas? No. But on Commonwealth is what I could come up with. It felt good. All right, I think that's it. We'll go back to building. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to tweet out that we're still building here. Someone is watching that. That's cool. Some people checking out the video that I was in. And yeah, all right, great. Going to still building. I'm just tweeting out again because it's nice to remind people that they should come in. I never know what the numbers for Monday are going to be. You know, that's a good name for sure. Well, I appreciate that, Asmo. Also, hi, Asmo. Welcome. Happy to have you here. You know, Mondays are a weird thing because the late night one did pretty good. But, you know, it's a weird thing. This is a more reasonable time, and I appreciate doing this time. But, you know, I'd like to hit more viewers than we got right now, but that's okay. I understand. Santini's here. Welcome. Epic World says, that could be dangerous for me, Pat. If I watch Fallout 4 content, I might get the urge to play it again. And I do not have time for that in my life. I understand Epic Open World, but for me it's kind of fun because there's mods that come out since I stopped playing, and I want to check out some of those mods. And then also it's cool because what I couldn't do in New Vegas, but I can do in Fallout 4, is talk about Bethesda mods. Because one of the mods I use is not on the Nexus, the Nexus, which is a collection of mods, and it's where most people go to get their mods for Fallout. And various other games, a lot of Bethesda games and other games as well. So that was interesting for me to be like, oh, that's right, one of these mods, like, is just through Bethesda's service, so I have to look it up a different way, which is kind of cool. I think it's cool to be able to showcase those. Harold says, I don't have to get up quite as early tomorrow, so I'm staying a little later tonight. Well, I appreciate that, Harold. I do know that, obviously, it is a school night, so that is a little rough for you and some other people out there on this coast, the East Coast anyway. I understand. And that I also understand that 9 p.m. Eastern Time is too early in the night for some people. On the West Coast at 6 p.m., maybe they just got home from work, they haven't eaten yet. I understand that is not always the most awesome time. So I don't know when I'm gonna do another stream this week. That's not my building. So the idea is tonight building, Thursday, Saturday building as normal, keeping it normal, keeping it traditional for what I do here. So I know that's happening, but I do want to do a bonus stream this week that's something gaming related. Maybe some Twitch sings, maybe more Hearthstone, maybe both. I think I'm just going to do a Twitch sings stream. I think that's the plan, is this week I'll do another Twitch sings. But I don't know when I'm going to do that. Either tomorrow or Wednesday I'll do an evening stream. But I don't know when. I got to figure that out. Harold says tomorrow is a teacher day, incentive day, so I don't have to be quite as early. Epic Open World says, Pat, do you go to the same place to get these mods that folks go to get the adult mods? Yes, Epic Open World. The easy answer to that is the Nexus mod manager, the people that make Vortex, which is what I use, which is the common one that people use now, which used to be the F mods. Before that, the mod manager. That collection has adult content. I don't showcase adult content in my streams of Fallout. The mods I've been looking at are not adult content, but if you want to do body modification mods and various other things, or if you want posters of attractive folks in different attire, if you want to change all the magazines you find in the world to be dirty magazines, you can do all those mods. I'm certainly not going to showcase those, but yes, those are adult nature mods are as well. I don't really focus on that. I think in hello Board, Board, happy to have you here. Thanks for throwing the Bear Cave mode up in there. I have had I think I mentioned in my Fallout New Vegas thing that one thing I wasn't going to do was spend any time on body modification mods. That was the thing that I was going to avoid, and I did avoid that, because it just wasn't something I was interested in showcasing on stream. Today was a holiday for my company, says Asmo, so I played a ton of games, made some kick-ass ribs for lunch, and took a much-needed nap. I'm glad you got that nap. I'm glad you got those ribs, and I'm glad you got to play some games. Santini says, I spent President's Day doing plumbing fixes at home and buying Gundam kits. Hell yeah, Santini. Yeah, I spent today replying to emails. That was a lot of my day, was sending emails to people and replying and sending out inquiries to folks. I played some Hearthstone to keep my quests up, to get my gold going, and that was very fun. And watched some anime and so I could prep for today, because we'll get into that in a moment. But yeah, it was fun. Epic says, I would not expect you to do that, Pat. Just wondering if you got your mods from places I was thinking of. Yes. Yes, all kinds of mods, including ones that you have to say you're a certain age to download, that change the game in ways that are great for you, I guess. Yeah, it's from the people what brought you clean faces and various other weird things. If you need your Piper to look differently, or as some things I kept running into as I was looking for like companion mods at Fallout New Vegas. I thought I was going to add another companion besides Sunny Smiles. I was going to add somewhere in my videos, but most of them I just wasn't interested in, and then most of them were like fixing Veronica, and it's like, that's not fixing, weirdos. I used texture environment mods for Fallout 4. By the time I was done, it had it looking a lot like The Last of Us. Yes, there's you can do a lot, Board. Suicide Zaku says, I have an issue. Can I send a link in here? So no, Suicide. I have it set that only subscribers can post links. It's nothing bad, says Suicide. Yeah, I just don't. My settings are that folks that are not a subscriber can't post, just because it's I have Night Mod Manager because I do not have mods. I don't have moderators in here. So it's a simple, easy way. If you'd like, you can always send me a link on Twitter, twitter.com/PatBaer. But yeah, my settings are because I don't have people to help me, moderate the chat, it is a simple step of making sure that people can't flood spam, right? In the same way that we had an issue where people were typing out FLCL because we were talking about FLCL, and some folks were like, "Hey, I got a timeout from your mod thing because I was typing all caps too much," which was an issue I was not expecting to be a problem. But yeah, sorry about that, Zaku. It is just a thing I do to prevent some spam coming through, like link spam, basically. It's one of the only things I do. I mean, I have like some language mod stuff going in with Nightbot, but that has not been an issue. And obviously, as I said, I think I've said this before. I certainly know I have. Y'all are great, and I've banned a total of 4 people since I started doing this. So I haven't run into many issues, but I certainly have run into a few. So yeah, sorry about that, Zaku. But that is a policy that I don't want to change. Okay. We can talk about some anime stuff going all around. So on Saturday, we didn't talk about it because we were talking about the anime awards. I didn't talk about Endro. Endro was still good. It's still very fun. It's not great. It's just good. It's just a good show. And there's not a lot of slice of life this season. So it is a good slice of life. And it's fun to like have the hero's journey kind of story. But it's all like nice young ladies. And it's about friendship and them working together. And it's fun. I like it a lot. It's very light, but it's enjoyable. So Endro. That time I got reincarnated as a slime. This was a good episode. This is a weird one. It's episode 20. There's 22 episodes in the season. And it kind of was like maybe should have been the first episode of the next season. Because it was like, hey, I'm going to leave for a while. I got to go do a thing. Y'all be good. And if you've seen the like ending animation, you know that there's like a bunch of characters we haven't met yet. And I knew we were going to get there. But it was still like, huh, that's weird. It's just going to go and do this other thing. I don't know, it was light and fun, but weird. Getting caught up with slime and kimono friends today, says Board. Yeah, I can't. That art style just really bums me out. I can't get into it. I want to, because that show seems fun, but I just don't like that art style at all. But yeah, slime is good. I hope that means we get a little bit of a cliffhanger and a teaser for season 3. Yeah, I mean, I know that things get real in that show, and there's some stuff coming up that's like pretty serious. Because the last part of this story kind of like ended pretty quickly and pretty easily. But yeah, it was still a fun episode, and I still genuinely really enjoy and have a great time with what do you call it? With that time I got reincarnated as a slime. I still think it's like, yeah, it's just a good series. So I did not watch Mob Psycho season 2. I wanted to check it out, but I did not yet, so I will talk about that on Thursday. And then we got more family stuff in Parent-Child Day in Boruto. So Boruto is continuing to do parent-child stuff, and that was fine. That was a fun episode. So that's 3 shows I can talk about there. But yeah, the Boruto stuff is fine. If you haven't been watching Boruto, as I said, this episode and the last week's episode are fun because it's just like very, it's not dependent on plot. If you haven't been keeping up, you can just jump in. Especially if you really liked Naruto, you can kind of just like see what they look older and see what their kids are like. Although the biggest question has not been answered. Who is Rock Lee's wife or girlfriend or lover? Who is Metal Lee's mom? Because Metal Lee, Rock Lee's son, is basically just Rock Lee, only he also can perform ninjutsu. So he can use some magic stuff like his dad couldn't, which is interesting. He also, the big change from that character is this guy's got stage fright. He has performance anxiety, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, I don't know. You know, it's fun. It's fun to see the other characters. It's pretty light right now. Kind of cool to see them interact if that's a thing that you are interested in seeing. I don't know. Choji's daughter. It's fun. She's pretty fun. Yeah, it's like light and nice. And there's a lot of there's some heavy shit in Boruto, so kind of nice to have a little bit of a light, fun one. Okay. After the Anime Awards, says Epic World, I looked into Banana Fish and was happy to find that the whole first season is on Amazon. I'm excited for the weekend to watch a show that calls itself Banana Fish. Yeah, that show is, there's a lot that's good. It's very good. I kind of binged through all of it, but yeah, I do recommend. And then Board Bing says, I dropped Girly Air Force. Not interesting. I really tried Sales at Work, but it did not click with me. Oh, I'm bummed to hear that because I really love Sales at Work, but I understand. Not everything works for everyone. I'm spending a lot of my time getting caught up on Mob. Yeah. I mean, Mob is just so good. This season is fantastic. The last episode I wasn't super thrilled with, and the one that's coming out this week, like I said, I haven't seen yet. I've heard mixed things about this particular part of it and where this chapter goes. So I'm like, but it is just to see Mob change and grow. I thought he would be more static, but he is not. He is allowing himself to mature. Yeah, Bored. I also, I'm several episodes behind on Girly Air Force. I keep trying. The idea was interesting to me, but the third character, the third pilot or plane got revealed, and I was like, meh, meh, meh. Not super into it. So yeah, I gotta let that go. Tomorrow I'll watch. Tomorrow I'll try to watch Mob and get caught up, and then I'll try to watch, or then I will watch Rising of the Shield Hero, which once again I do not recommend, cannot recommend, but I want to see where it goes. You know, it is to me this season's, and they're different shows. This season's like, what do you call it? Goblin Slayer, where I just kept watching it, but I didn't want to talk about it. Ugh. The thing is that, like, there are moments in that show that are really good in Goblin Slayer. There are, like, moments and ideas and situations that are interesting and engaging. But overall, I do not think that's a good show. And I would not recommend it to people. In fact, I would say definitely don't. Maybe just watch the last episode where everything is fucking done. And it's just people having spoilers, having a nice time. The nicest that show gets is at the end. All right. Let's see, so that's that. That's that. A lot of these steps we've done before. Like I said, this is all just like some of this is just like memory. I'm like, yeah, oh yeah, this is what I do here, and this is what I do here, because that's how this pieces go together. Just, save this because I'm gonna need that. 17 is right arm is T18. This is all gonna be the right arm. This will all be the left arm. Yeah, I'm the same point with Shield Hero. I'll never recommend it, but I will see where they are going with. Yeah, I mean, like, this whole new wrinkle of, like, another transforming thing. Like I said, if you told me there was a show where there is a chocobo that can turn into a human form, and it can talk, and then it has a human form, and then they have to spend a whole episode doing a bunch of shit just to get it magic thread, because every time it transforms, it destroys the clothing it's in. Like, that sounds awesome, and I'm real into that. But, like, also he bought that chocobo, so that chocobo calls it master, and it's also wrapped up in a lot of other bullshit that's not cool. And it's like, okay, well, there's a whole lot of this show that's fucking sucks. So I probably can't recommend it. But also the idea of an isekai where the main character is mistreated and tricked and doesn't, doesn't want to be there is nothing new, but like kind of fucked over is interesting. How he's fucked over sucks, but like there's something engaging in that story in a way that I'm like interested in seeing what they do with it. But then I've heard from people that are like, nah, they don't do anything interesting with it, which is lame. But yeah. And I'm like an episode behind on Magical Girl. The Magical Girl, whatever it's called. Yeah, the Magical Girl show. I'm definitely an episode behind on. But yeah, I'll talk about Rise of the Shield Hero, Black Clover. My roommate is a cat. I should see what else is on Amazon, because I'm only watching Boruto on Amazon. But also, there's a lot of fucking shows on right now. So, maybe I don't have to watch all of them. As it is, Fairy Tail, I'm trying to get caught up on Fairy Tail because that shit is ramping up, and like a huge, enormous reveal happened. Like a monstrous, incredible reveal took place. And so I'm like trying to catch up on that, because that's bonkers. No spoilers, but like a bonkers thing happened in Fairy Tail that I was not prepared for. And I'm not even watching magical I'm not even watching Index, and I'm not caught up on Sword Art, which I thought was wrapping up, but there's just more episodes keep happening, so I was wrong. I thought it was getting towards the end of that show, or this arc, but I was wrong. Still a lot more going on. There's apparently a good Gundam series leaving Hulu in less than 2 weeks. I think I might try to binge that. Yeah, Esmo, go for it. You should. If given the opportunity to watch some anime, you should watch some anime. Yeah, and I also haven't watched the that mech show that Rooster Teeth show. Haven't watched that yet. Michael B. Jordan is producing. I saw that Sung Won said that he is a character in the show, ProZD, and is coming up, and that's rad and smart of them. But yeah, I haven't seen that yet, so I'm like, oh, I should probably get caught up on that. Maybe I'll just wait for more episodes to come out before I fully invest. But okay, PC3 is this E. Some E's here. Yeah, but yeah, there's a lot of fucking anime coming out, and then what was that? That was there's a new more this summer apparently, because I knew it was coming, but it's actually coming this summer. Is more Danmachi, 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 which is also known as Is It Right to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, is a terrible name, but a fun show. First season is on Crunchyroll. The side series is on Amazon. And it's I like it. It is a dungeon adventuring style show. It is not an isekai. There is an overpowered main character, but he does not come from another dimension, or he doesn't come from our world. He is not aware that he's inside some sort of simulation or video game or anime. He's not self-aware. He is a guy, but they play in the idea that the dungeon stuff is like it's heavily incentivized to understand how dungeons work, and it's an interesting show. I like it. Harold says, good night, everyone. Good night, Harold. Thanks for joining us. We're going to build for another 20 minutes or so. Appreciate you stopping by. Have a good one. Hopefully see you on Thursday. Enjoy your in-service day tomorrow. But yeah, that show is fun, and so I'm excited about that. Of course, there's more One Punch Man coming, and I'm excited about that. Fruits Basket. They just announced some more voice news for that. That's like a revamp of the anime. It's a complete new telling of it. I really like Fruits Basket. Fruits Basket is because it's like a drama that's also like supernatural, but it's a like high school coming of age, dealing with a lot of bullshit, love triangle kind of show, but also people can transform into their zodiac animals, and it's weird. So like, yeah, into that show. We're really liking Fruits Basket the first time around, so excited to watch it again. And at least one voice actor in that show is coming back. I forget which one. I gotta look that up. But there's going to be a return of one of the voice actors that was in the original, which is cool. My zodiac animal will be a fluffy bunny. I can't remember what my zodiac... I mean, the year, the Chinese zodiac. I mean, I would be a crab in the month zodiac, but the year zodiac, which is what it is, I don't know. I don't remember what I am in that. All right, so I'm going to do a bunch of C's here. I know we need E11, or an E11 is, I think that's the last piece we need of this. Oh, and hand stuff. We'll save that. Okay. E, and then we need C. We'll do that later. Mine is actually the rooster, but that's too easy to make fun of. Can my zodiac sign just be an Oreo cookie? I think that fits me more than the animal. I mean, I don't want to tell you. I don't know. If that's what you identify with, feel free to say that. But yeah, Fruits Basket is interesting. That's an interesting show. So I'm excited about more of that. And there's always going to be a bunch of stuff that I know jack about that I'm like, no idea, don't know what that is, no clue. Y'all, you're excited about it, great. Because I don't always look too far ahead. I think the last time I really looked far ahead was last season because the season before was so light and I was just desperate for new stuff that I was really looking ahead. And then I don't know if we're going to get more laid back camp this year or if it's going to be next year that we'll get laid back camp. But hopefully we'll get more laid back camp soon. I mean, I know we're getting it. I just don't know when. I could see it being next year probably. But I definitely want more laid back camp because that show's so good and great. All right. So, put this on Norway. So yeah, we're gonna go for another 20 minutes or so. If there's anything you want to chat about here in the chat, anything you want me to talk about, now's a great time to bring some stuff up as we go into the close end of the stream. Working on this right arm here, and then we got our left arm that we'll do next. But yeah, as we kind of get in here, if there's anything that you want to chit chat about, I'll be up for that. Do that, and then C16 and C18. All right. Some of this armor I haven't put on before because it's a little different from the last one. Some of it is very similar. So just snapping on nice easy. Alex picked out a cool kit, says Epic Gun World. He very much did. This kit is super cool, and I'm very happy to build it. Yeah, I'm super into this one. I enjoyed the Sengoku with its weird big arms, and this one just has the backpack that does a bunch of nonsense, and I'm excited to build that eventually as well, because that just has so much. Like, why does it have a compound bow that's also a big sword, and then it also has other swords that are like traditional swords? And I don't know what's going on. The Astray Gundams always look cool to me, even the green frame. Yeah, I mean, these are cool looking model kits, so I'm happy to build them. This, you know, and the Rich bought the Sengoku one, which is a rad version of it with its big old weird arms. That was a cool version, and its weird shield. It's like both of them picked good Gundams. Okay. That, great. Alright, so that goes on that, it goes on that. This is going to go this. Alright, well, we got about 15 minutes left. I'm going to fucking talk about what I want to talk about, which is, for the first time in a very long time, I had a free Sunday night without having to take any time off because, you know, I'm unemployed, when a WWE event happened live. And it's been since WrestleMania 30 that I took, because that was the last time I took a Sunday off to watch a pay-per-view live. It hasn't interested me enough to take the time off, or it was too hard to take the time off, or I had just taken like the previous week off to travel, or any number of reasons. There was always a reason why I wasn't there. So I watched it, and Elimination Chamber, the actual Elimination Chamber itself, I thought both matches were great. I thought they did a good job. I'm not. Some of the other matches I thought were lackluster. It always bums me out because the pre-show match was better than several matches on the card. The pre-show match, which was the Cruiserweight Championship, was phenomenal and so great, and took a while to kind of get the audience ramped up and to kind of get settled, which it always does because the audience does not know what's going on. But fuck if that wasn't a great outing, as always. And then holy shit, Kofi. You're totally right, Ultron. Kofi Kingston they made me believe. The storytelling of the last match made me believe that this was Kofi Kingston's time. That even though they have they're so far in on Daniel Bryan, and they've got a custom belt for him, there was just something in the air that told me that Kofi was going to win. And that's great storytelling. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to get you. They're supposed to get you to believe. But I believed that Kofi was going to do it. Elimination Chamber was really good. I also kind of zoned out for the section in the middle that wasn't great. I mean, yes, the Baron Corbin shouldn't be on a pay-per-view, especially that thing. And then also, hey, I know they only have so many matches, but don't do a match that is no disqualification after you just had someone beat the shit out of people with crutches. If you got Becky Lynch in there with crutches beating the shit out of people, don't then go, now we go to a disqualification match that won't live up to that. That's doing everyone that's doing the performers a huge disservice to be like, now you have to follow that with your thing. That was bad. And then that match was bad. And I don't care. They got to give Baron, they got to give Braun Strowman something to do, but it's not fun and I don't need it. Yeah, I don't need it. Finn having a belt, happy with Finn having a belt. Finn Balor rules, give Finn Balor a belt, sure. Okay, fine. Fine. But overall, wasn't thrilled with that section of the night. And then also, I'll say that Ruby Riott is a fucking talent. And yes, she wasn't gonna win. I knew she wasn't gonna beat Ronda. Of course she's not gonna beat Ronda. But she got fucking decimated by Ronda, and that doesn't help anyone. Because Ronda was going to win. We all knew Ronda was going to win. It doesn't make Ronda stronger to win that way. And it certainly doesn't make... It fucking really hurts Ruby. Ruby doesn't need that shit. It was definitely a mistake. There was a way to do that match that made Ronda shine and also Ruby Riott seem like a contender. Yeah, any match over a Becky Lynch is going to go over shine. You're totally right. But yeah, it was, which is probably why they put that match there, the one that was going to get over shine, that was going to. That also, that match that match was in that place because depending on how much time the rest of the night took, that's the match they can cut down. And they can go, hey, get to this segment. Hey, when the run-on happens, stop doing what you're doing because the run-on's happening, right? So that's the easiest thing in the world, which is why it was there. And so logistically, I understand. But it just seemed odd. And then Kofi Kingston made me believe. At the very least, he eliminated Randy Orton, which told me Randy Orton wasn't going to win the belt. And that makes me happy because I don't need to see Randy Orton win anything. I want to start seeing Randy Orton putting people over. I want to see Randy Orton transition into being the guy that helps the new guys come up. I want to see Randy Orton lose to some NXT people debuting or, in their first couple matches. I want to see that shit. I want to see Randy Orton fucking as champion again. So, I'm glad that he fucking didn't win. I'm glad that was Kofi who put him out. That made me very happy. Alright, so it goes in there. It goes like that. But yeah, overall, Elimination Chamber was solid. I enjoyed it. Wasn't my favorite pay-per-view, but like I said, I haven't watched one live in quite some time. I actually ended up having to take a break, and I got back to watching just before the main event, and so I was very happy about that. As far as women's tag team goes, It was rad. Ricochet, Gargano, Black, and Ciampa apparently to be able to. Yes, Asmo, I've heard that was the WWE because someone was going to break it. The WWE broke it themselves that they were seen backstage. I am surprised. I would be very shocked if Ricochet was moving up. Gargano and Ciampa makes a lot of sense to me. I assumed they were going to keep Ricochet in NXT a little longer or tween him a bit, maybe. Maybe they will. But yeah, I don't know. Sir Black as well makes all those make sense to me. I was just a little surprised with Ricochet. I thought they would have kept him a little longer, got him a little more mic time down in developmental NXT. But I don't know, because I think that is probably his only weak thing, mainly because they haven't really given him opportunities on NXT to talk into the microphone. All right, so E1. This is E1. Great. Is over here. Great. But yeah, the women's tag match that started the Elimination Chamber. So I could see the argument for the Iconics winning it speaks to me, and that kind of is where I thought it was going to go. I thought it was going to be the Iconics because they're an actual tag team, and they have a name for their tag team that is a real name, that is not a terrible, weird thing that doesn't make any sense and is bad and is just a reference to another tag team, which was a bad name. The Rock and Sock Connection is a bad name, which is just another reference to the past, but was bad. So the Boss and Hug Connection is bad. It's a bad name. And they need to fucking change their name. My 10-second pitch with very little thought into it is that Sasha Banks and Bayley should go by the name The Heat. And they should be called The Heat, which is a reference to Latino Heat, Eddie Guerrero, who they both cite as a major influence in their wrestling style and how they fell in love with wrestling. They both love Eddie Guerrero, call themselves The Heat because they bring the heat. It's not a good name, but it's way better. Yes, I wanted to see Sasha and Bayley chase. I wanted to see Bayley. Actually, what I wanted to see was Sasha getting hurt and Bayley having to fucking defy the odds and coming up, but either of them coming up short, and then it'll be interesting to see. I mean, the thing that I'm actually expecting is Sasha losing the belts and Bayley turning heel on Sasha. Because Bayley needs a heel turn so desperately. She needs a reinventing of her character, and one of the easiest ways to do that is a good old-fashioned you betrayed me by losing. I did everything right. You fucked up. I don't need this. I don't need you. But yeah. But I thought Iconics were gonna win. Asmo really did. Really thought it was gonna be theirs. But they're also the good first team to, say we're a real team. We deserve this. Let's do this thing. We want the belts. I love hearing Beth Phoenix get choked up. Beth Phoenix is like a professional. She's not necessarily the best on the announcing team. Her mic skills were never incredible, but her getting choked up at the first one, it was so nice. So that's some horsewomen shit right there. And it was rad. I don't know. I'm into it. I mean, the Riot Squad also, I could see them being contenders for the belts. They work so well together. And they have the differing body size, which is interesting. Yes, well, Bayley would have to change her song. And it should just be not like, oh, I got a mean version of my song, or I got a brand new song. I just want like it's just There Ain't No Stopping Us Now, and it's like it's just on a loop, and it's like the Ice Cream Man song or the Ice Cream Driver song, and it's just like a really annoying thing on a loop, and then they just lead into that, and it's just like it's just like weird and dissonant, something like that. But yeah, I think we'll see Heel Bailey out of that program. And then I don't know, like, man, I honestly cannot wait for Sarah Logan's face turn. I think the Riot Squad is cool. I think you're getting so much experience. I think Ruby Riot is the star. Ruby, on her own, can be face and be loved. I have seen it live in person. Her last Chikara match as Heidi Lovelace, the match that her final time in Chikara, she was performing in front of an audience full of kids, and those kids had never seen her perform before, and they fucking fell in love with her, and it was incredible to watch. These kids, like, who, did not know her from anyone, just fall in love with her as a performer. And watching her emotion in what was ended up being her last match before she went to NXT was unbelievable. She's such a great talent and has such a long career ahead of her as far as being a face or a heel. But like a tough ass, like a really tough face. She's definitely going to be able to pull that off. But yeah, Sarah Logan. I'm waiting for Sarah Logan's fucking face turn, because she's really tough, but also a sweetheart. If you hear any interviews with her talking, she's just got that lovely southern drawl. She just sounds so sweet and so nice. I don't love the face paint, and the arm paint, but whatever. You gotta do something. Anyway, that's gonna do it for the Build with Baer workshop. We did talk a little wrestling tonight, but that's because, get to the end of the stream, talk a little wrestling on a Monday night. I will see you all on Thursday, I think. All right, let me look real quick. Real quick. If there's a thing, either tomorrow or Wednesday, I'm going to do a bonus stream and do some singing, but I don't know when. I got to look it up. Because I might have to go do a thing on Wednesday. So let me see if I am going to go on Wednesday. What's today's date? The 18th. So okay, yeah. So tomorrow night I'm going to do an extra stream. You have a great week too, Asmo. Thank you very much for being here at Epic Gold World. But yeah, tomorrow night I'm going to do a bonus stream. It'll probably be at 9 p.m. And it will be a Twitch Sing stream. I'll tweet about it. Because I got plans on Wednesday. Now I got to do a thing on Wednesday. So tomorrow night I'll just do some singing, and it'll be fun, and you'll have a good time. So come back, check that out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. And again, Thursday night, 9 p.m. will be the next stream. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell a stranger. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.